Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So inflation has hit 8% almost in the month of February. The new economic report just dropped. It is out of control, and gas prices now are hitting in many parts of the country not just $3 or $4 a gallon, but over $5 per gallon. It is absolutely insane. And Donald Trump was right this whole time, and Joe Biden is blaming everybody except for himself. We're going to do a little bit of a deep dive in today's video into what's really going on and why this is just horrendous news, not just for Biden and his approval rating, but for America as a whole, because this is going to impact everybody. It doesn't even matter what your beliefs are on the Russian situation, or even if you're on the right or on the left. This is an issue that impacts literally everybody, and it is getting out of control. So we're going to get into this, but first I have to tell you guys about my friends over at Noble Gold. Now, if you watch regularly, you know that Noble Gold is one of our sponsors. They now have thousands of clients who found the secret of gold and silver for their retirement plans here. And for the month of March, with any qualified IRA above 20K, you'll get a 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin or a 5-ounce America the Beautiful silver coin for anything over 50K. You know what to do. Call 877-646-5347 now to find out more, or visit noblegoldinvestments.com. Again, that is noblegoldinvestments.com. But also, it would not be a complete video if I didn't tell you guys about redeaglepolitics.com. If you want all the exclusive Red Eagle Politics content, if you want to join the Discord server, if you want to watch all of these full-length exclusive videos, of which there are many, and if you want to read all of our articles on the website, you can do so at redeaglepolitics.com. A membership is just 16 cents a day. That's just one coffee a month. It is well worth it, in my opinion. Once again, redeaglepolitics.com. So inflation is out of control, and we see this here. And gas prices, the map is insane. I mean, you look at this, the East Coast and California in particular, and it was pretty bad a couple videos ago that I did where I talked about this, but it's only gotten far worse since then. And the entire state of California is paying over $5 a gallon for gas, and a lot of places like, and you can see on the map here, Arizona and Nevada, I mean, they're paying a ridiculous amount. I mean, the county map here, Illinois is paying a significant amount as well. I mean, unless you live in like the Ozarks, you're going to be paying over $4 per gallon. And in many places, you're going to be paying a lot more. You look at places like New York City up here, $4.50. And much of the East Coast, and a lot of the East Coast would get their fuel from Russia as well as Alaska, and you're seeing the same thing. But Biden won't take any responsibility for this. He's not going to do it. He's going to sit here and say that a large contributor to inflation this month was an increase in gas and energy prices as markets reacted to Putin's aggressive actions. Now, there is a big hole in this, Biden, and the reason is because inflation was out of control already. I mean, it was already out of control. We were hitting 40-year highs, and inflation went up a total 0.8%. It was already like up to 7%, over 7%. It did increase. Is part of that maybe due to gas prices and the Russian situation and some of the sanctions? That is true. But who put the sanctions, Biden? Who put the sanctions? Sanctions were put on before whatever took place. And they do nothing. The sanctions do nothing. They don't stop Russia from, invading certain parts of Ukraine. In fact, if anything, they embolden Russia because they make them more self-reliant and self-sufficient. I mean, if you look at this, look at the gas prices in Europe. Russia is loving it right now. They're celebrating. Russia and Belarus, which is an ally of Russia. Russia's paying $1.41 per gas right now. Belarus is paying $2.59, $2.60. And you look at all these other countries that are putting these sanctions, they're paying like up to $10 per gallon. And people are going to be like, well, we have to punish Russia for their evil actions. Okay, interesting. So where are you going to get your gas from? He wants to get them from Iran and Venezuela. And this is because his approval rating on the issue is going down significantly. Ideally, we're self-sufficient, right? We're self-sufficient. That's what we should be. I don't want to rely on Russia for oil. I don't want to rely on Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, God forbid, Iran for oil. I want to rely on the United States of America, because Biden is going to sit back here and blame this on Putin. But this has been going on for much, much longer than this conflict has been escalating, because you look at this. Obviously, we saw what happened during COVID in 2020. Gas dropped below $2 a gallon. Is part of that due to demand? Yeah, I mean, a part of it was. And after everything opened up, obviously, we saw a little bit of a bump. That is true. But it continued. It continued when Biden took power. And it continued past the peak that we saw under the Trump administration of like $2.94 per gallon. And by the time spring in 2021 rolled around, that continued. And it's been skyrocketing ever since, to the point where you just see this little bump here that might be due to the sanctions. But this was going on far before the sanctions. I oppose the sanctions because I understand that they've hit Americans in their pocketbook right where they should. If we just stayed out of this conflict completely, we probably would have cheaper gas by now, and Biden's approval rating probably would be shooting up significantly higher than it currently is. But right now, it's continuing to rise, and it's going to continue even further and further. But this is all Biden's fault. We understand this because Biden is the one who initially said he wanted a moratorium on drilling. He wanted to stop the pipelines, and he did stop the Keystone pipeline and some of these other pipelines from being constructed, and he made ourselves more reliant on foreign sources of oil. We're no longer energy independent. And this is a clip of Trump from a rally that he did before the 2020 election took place. Take a listen.
We have more oil than anybody, okay? And it's an incredible thing that it's happened over the last few years, a lot of great things, and you're paying, what, $2 a gallon for your gasoline? That's okay. You know what that's like? That's like a tax cut. That's bigger than a tax cut. If Biden got in, you'd be paying $7, $8, $9. Didn't they say, get rid of your car?
And he's right. Like, a lot of people would say, that's an exaggeration. That's not going to happen. But if you look at the map here, and if you look at certain parts of California, I mean, that is exactly what they're paying, $6 a gallon. I'm sure that over in San Francisco, it could easily be getting closer towards $7, according to this map here. And it's getting further and further out of control. And Biden wants to somehow rectify this situation from buying gas from countries that are far worse, even according to their own logic, than Russia when it comes to these humanitarian issues and their support for our government, obviously. So either way, we need to be self-sufficient, but the elites don't understand this. They don't understand this, including Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who's essentially telling people that you just need to suck it up and buy a Tesla. Take a listen.
So the people from rural to suburban to urban communities can all benefit from the gas savings of driving an EV.
So they're so out of touch. They believe that the working man and woman of this country, all of them can easily afford to go out there and buy a Tesla. And even so, are Teslas even the most efficient vehicle to use at this point? I mean, you're going to have to charge it every 200 miles or so. And it's very difficult for a lot of people to find charging ports throughout much of the country unless you maybe happen to live in a big city. But it's very telling that they're just sitting back there. They're having their let them eat cake moment. Oh, let them drive a Tesla. It's fine. They believe that everybody should be driving a Tesla. They're moving away. They're using this as a vehicle, no pun intended, to move away from fossil fuels, to move towards this electric car utopia, despite the fact that mining the electric car's batteries emits more emissions than gas cars do anyways. But either way, it's out of control. And Biden, it's going to hurt Biden. It is. The people on the ground are fed up with these gas prices. They don't care necessarily what's going on in a very nuanced, complicated conflict that is halfway across the globe. They care about their gas prices. They care about the prices on the food that they buy at the store, which Biden is also blaming that on Ukraine, despite the fact that we understand that inflation was already at the highest rate in 30 or 40 years. But either way, Biden is sitting up here, and the apathy that he's showing towards this, the methods of how he's trying to increase the supply are not benefiting America. They're making us more reliant on governments that are far more hostile towards us than Russia. and it is a big mess. But the people are taking note. I mean, you look at what some of these people are saying. They're being interviewed. Even demographics that don't exactly vote for Republicans are out here admitting that what Biden is doing is a disaster and that Trump was far better on this issue. Take a listen.
Trump gonna make us get there. Trump gonna keep us some money in our pockets, because Biden ain't getting us no money right now. We are going broke. So Trump, I'm your supporter, man.
I would choose Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, it would probably be Trump.
Donald Trump, more better for.
Better.
So it seems as if the only thing uniting this country right now is hatred for Joe Biden. And I consider that to be a very interesting, nice little silver lining that we have in the midst of this crisis. But it's absolutely hell what's going on right now. The gas prices, I filled up my tank the other day, and I've never paid $4 a gallon for gas, but this was the first time that I paid over $4 a gallon. It is a mess, especially if you do live in a metro area like DFW, where you have to drive long distances to get from one side of the metro to the other side. It is a big mess, and it needs to stop, honestly. And we need to do something about it. And the only way that we're going to be able to get out of this is by getting rid of Biden and electing Donald Trump again in 2024. But still, we have almost 3 years to go before Joe Biden is out of office. But we just got to make sure that the midterms are a big red wave. We get a decent amount of actually solid representatives, not these pushovers in there, get a good caucus going, and get some people that will actually push back on this current administration, because so many Republicans are just giving in. They gave into the narrative about sanctions, and well, what's happening? Oil prices are skyrocketing, but even so, they were skyrocketing beforehand, and it is Biden's fault for that too, mainly because he is trying to shut off all drilling. And even so, even in this crisis, you think he'd walk it back? Nope. Iran, Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, they're good, but no. Russia, the worst thing in the world, literally the worst country in the entire existence of the universe. It is insane what's going on. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle out.